Hey, welcome back. I know how to do this, but it's a little bit confusing, so I might be looking at the walkthrough a lot. I don't really have anything interesting to say about this, but I just wanted to mention that I'm starting to look for a new therapist, and it's a little stressful because I called a couple places already, and one of the guys even said, like, well, there's not really many therapists up here, so all the places that I called so far have been booked up, so I don't know what to do. I guess I can, like, look for a therapist to do teletherapy, like, in a different place. But the reason I'm changing the therapist is because I don't know, this might be boring if I explain this whole process, but the new job, obviously there's new insurance, and my old therapist isn't covered, so I would have had to get out-of-network coverage, which would have been more expensive, and I didn't want to do that. I don't know, maybe this isn't the right way to view it, but I do feel like the kind of therapy that I'm getting, I could kind of get it anywhere. She's just doing... It sounds mean to say this, but, like, she's not really doing anything special. She's just doing talk therapy. And, like, she's smart, and she knows what she's doing, but she's just kind of talking to me, and, like, I'll bring her anxious things, and she'll be like, okay, let's think. And it does help me most of the time. I'll even say, like, oh, I'm anxious about getting a new therapist. And then she'll be like, oh, well, you should try this and you should try this. But, like, is that worth $150 a week? Or every 2 weeks, even? Not really to me. And I do have to put a value on it because I'm not making a lot of money. What the old therapist said is, like... because when I left him, he would give me, like, a sales pitch. Oh, what do I do? 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 I like FP. I like FP. And be like, oh, I did all these things, and, like, you're already making so much progress, so, like, it's worth $200 a week to come to me. It's easy for you to say, Mr. Charge $200 an hour. But some of us have to think about our future finances. Okay, if you go south, there's an oasis with a lemon, he said. You have to hit a tree, maybe? Yeah. No, wait, that's a lime. Did he want a lime or a lemon? Oh, I want this. He told me to do Cooper, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm getting a new therapist. But this therapist was nice. She's like, yeah, if you wanna, you gotta do what you gotta do. And that made me feel bad, because I'm like, no, you were doing a good job. I don't hate you. You were doing good, and I'm glad. I wouldn't be here, and is here really that great of a place? I don't know, but I wouldn't be here without the therapist. I wouldn't have the new job or the new apartment, and I wouldn't be doing all the social stuff I've been doing. I would just be like I was before, staying at home all day. And that's not good. But yeah, I guess I'll chronicle my experiences of, like, oh, I'm getting a new therapist. That's something to talk about. Do I like them? Okay, does he want a lemon or a lime? Dry outpost, speak to give him the lemon. That's what I thought. Choose the question, how to see Mustafa. You must go to the item shop and buy a dried shroom and a dusty hammer in that order. They both only cost 2 coins, and you'll be able to see Mustafa. Okay. So therapy stuff. What was my note about therapy? I had a note. Well, I was talking to the therapist this week about, oh, no, I don't want to do that. How I'm still not satisfied with how I talk to people and how I connect and communicate. And her thing that she always kind of brings up is like, well, think about an interaction that you had that was good, and like, what's the difference? Because I told her this week I wasn't feeling good when I was talking to her. I didn't feel like I was very mumbly and low and quiet, and my head was down, and I wasn't doing a good job communicating with her. And this is something that kind of bugs me about her, kind of, but it's also a good thing. She's being too nice to me. She's like, oh, I don't notice a difference. Like, you seem fine to me. I don't know. I understand the alternative is for her to be like, why are you mumbling? Like, speak up. What do you can't talk, right? I don't want her to be like that either, but I want her to recognize that, like, the way I'm communicating with people is not right. And I want to be better. I want to enjoy talking to people. Like, what do I do? And she's never really answered that question for me. So, well, what she told me is like, when you go to see the new therapist, what are you going to say? And that's basically what I told her. It's like, well, I'm dealing with anxiety, and like my old therapist helped me with that, and now I'm kind of dealing with, I want to enjoy being around people, and I want to be able to connect with people and to be satisfied with my interactions with them. So you have to buy this, buy a dried shroom and a rusty hammer in that order. Uh-oh. Now what do I do? Can I use it? Okay. I did it. What do I do next? We want to see Mustafa. You see at the highest part of Dry Outpost. Just keep going up, my man. Okay. Head to the roof. When walking across the rooftops, this letter addresses it, blah blah blah. Continue. You'll find Sheik here, but he reveals himself as Mustafa himself. Wait, what? Okay, I gotta go back. So yeah, sorry today was not good, and I don't know. I just shut up. Just tell me to shut up. But what's happening? Uh-oh. Wait, what? Is the game broken? Oh. Jump. Here he is. But yeah, I talked to my parents too this week, and it just felt bad. My parents, I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, well, it's hard for people to talk to their parents, but it shouldn't be hard for me. Why is it so hard? Why can't I talk to my parents like normal and just be kind of like joking and talk to them and be like, oh, this was my day. I can't do it. I can't do it. Why can't I do it? This current therapist, her solution is like, well, just keep doing it and you'll get better. I've been trying to talk to my parents for 28 years and I can't do it. I still can't do it. Why? Well, I'm afraid of being myself around anybody, even my parents. I'm afraid to show any personality. I'm afraid to be like exposed like that, because when you show your personality, you are kind of exposed because you're like, this is me. But if you never show your personality, then you can't be rejected, right? You can't reject a brick wall. But you can reject a heart. You can crush it. So yeah, how do I... Oh, man, I've been going to therapy for 2 freaking years and I never said it like this. Just say it like this. Is this for today? Yeah. I'm afraid of being myself and I'm afraid of being exposed to people. Tell me how to do that. Tell me how. Therapist. That's what I have to say. I gotta write that down. How have I never said it like that? I think it's just because, honestly, I've been, like, afraid to expose myself that way to the therapist, even. Because that's a pretty vulnerable thing to say. And I don't like being like that. I just like being like, okay, everything's fine, just calm down, let's be cool about everything. Nothing's bad, I'm not sad about anything, I'm not worried about anything. Part of that is like, well, if you say it, it becomes a real thing. So I'm just afraid of, I don't know. But yeah, I have to tell that to the therapist and the new therapist, like, I'm afraid of exposing myself. Don't say it like that. I'm afraid of being vulnerable and being myself. And how do I fix that? Like, I think I'm kind of over the anxiety part a little bit. I don't know. But that's the next thing, so I gotta work on that, and I'll see you tomorrow.